Hi, this is Tom Bratton, offensive line coach at the University of Maryland. What I'd like to do in this tape is present our offensive line drills and techniques that we teach out of season as well as in season. I think this will serve as a guideline for what we do. I've divided this tape up into a series of different activities which are labeled. And we'll start off with ladder drills that we use in the weight room to improve our quickness. We're all looking to make our offensive linemen a little bit better athletes than they are. We'll start every weight training session that we do. We'll start with some form of ladder drills. There are a variety of these. Here we just chose 5 to go with. This is our 2-in-1 drill where you got to put 2 inside. We're not supposed to be touching any part of the white or black, and the idea is quickly go in and quickly get out. You don't want to spend much time on the ground at all. You're going in and going out very, very quickly. And, this is designed to improve our speed and our quickness here. As I said, we'll start every one of these in 2 in, 2 out. Then we'll go on the side, same thing, but now I'm going side to side, going 2 in, 2 out as well. Now I'm going side to side and moving laterally as I go. And we just give you pretty competitive in this period drill here. We'll also have this where we're going in and out, but this is pretty well done right here. Further, don't look at their feet, but we'll get better as we go along. Now we're just going 1 in, 1 out, 1 in, 1 out, going that way. And once again, we'd like to, don't want to touch the black, don't want to touch the white, and the idea is to force yourself to go quicker. These are things that we talk about the offensive line. They can always set the ladders up to supplement different activities, different weightlifting that they do. Here this jump's got size 22 feet. He's moving pretty good here. Pretty good effort right here, as you can see. This is a get and go. We'll do this right away after stretch. It does get our blood flowing to get us going doing this drill. What we're trying to accomplish in the off season is we like to work on increasing our strength, increasing our flexibility, increasing our toughness, and what we're trying to do with this. And we'll all try to find activities in order to do this that we have. Now we're just working our way back. Same type of drill. You can see the first 3 are going pretty well here. This is pretty good quicks right here as we're starting left guard. All right, now we're going in and out. We call this icky shuffle. As you can see, we're going in and out, in and out, in and out on this one here. 2 in, 2 out, 2 in, 2 out, 2 in, 2 out, 2 in, 2 out, right there. We just call this that icky shuffle after running back there. Once again, just another activity to improve our quickness. We're struggling a little bit right here, a little bit slow right here. This is pretty well done right here. Then we go to hops. Once again, we're keeping off the white, keep off the black, and as quick as you can, we're bouncing up. We don't want to spend much time. And really, we use this as to supplement our jump rope routines. I think there's merit in that as well to increase your speed. This is excellent right here. This has kind of replaced this for us. Quickness in the foot, get in, get out. You don't want your offensive lineman to be up in the air a long period of time. You like them to be quick to the ground, and we find this to be a little more conducive to that. Call this slalom. We're in and out this way, just as if you're skiing. Now I've got 1 in, 1 out, 1 in, 1 out, 1 in, 1 out. This is pretty well done. Hip flexibility. It's all quickness, and I think these are perhaps more important than running 40-yard dashes, because this is more realistic to get from point A to point B rather than running a 40-yard dash. I think there's merit for this, but these are drills that can be done in a tight area, a weight room, very easy to do. The ladder's very inexpensive, and you can go forever with this. Now here we go. We call hopscotch here. There's the next one we have here. Just going in and out that way, rather than going lateral, going in and out right there. We do a variety of plyos. We'll do this probably twice a week. There's a number of ways to do this. I'm sure we're all familiar with doing the boxes. Here what we're doing is we're doing tuck jumps here, and we will do this, as I said, twice a week. The idea is that we'll go a series of 8 as quick as you can. The idea is don't have contact with the floor for a long time. Let's get your knees up to your chest as quick as you can. We'll split our weight groups up, 1 on, 1 off, 1 set doing plyos, another set doing ladders here inside. The same drill going on right here. Once again, this is pretty good job right here. Get you going pretty good. We're going 8. Now we're going outside hip thrust, and we like this. It's almost like skiing. And really, we find it really improves your flexibility going back and forth. The idea with the platform is keep off the wood there. skate jumps is the formal term we've given this. Now we'll go and we'll do our pliers now. Now I'm going side to side. Once again, I want as quick, as soon as I land, I want to come up and be explosive coming up inside there. I'm just going side to side. We also will occasionally use the boxes that are 24 and 36 inches high, but we just like this is very easy. This is a foot high. It's very easy. We're in raw very quickly, and the idea is to be explosive coming off, get your height as quick as you can, and bounce off your feet. We'll then do the same thing side to side again here. Usually works in packets of 3. We're going there, looking for 8 jumps that we go across. Then we'll switch up here, and then we'll take this and put the same thing up. Now we'll put it going forward now, where now the youngster will go, your player now will go side to side going that way. Now I'm going forward, back, same drill. Now I'm just trying to keep my feet going here quickly. Going over, I don't want to have much contact with the surface. I'm working on my explosion coming up, not necessarily working on tuck bender coming up, but working on getting across here as quick as I can. It's pretty well done right here. It's pretty good quickness. You know, we have some competitions where we'll time it in 30 seconds, see how many you get across, that you can make it pretty competitive to kind of give it a change of pace. But once again, all ideas improve your explosiveness and your quickness, and it's very quick, very easily done. One of the things we'll use to supplement things in the weight room, we'll have work on our grip and our strength. We'll take our barbells, take this down. This is an 80-pounder right here. We take with 100. We'll take her down here and bring it on back. Set it up any course that you want. We'll take it on back just to work on our traps, our upper area up here. We also like to do this with plates. We have a variety of bumper plates that we use for our power cleans, and we'll grip those. And we like quite a bit just to improve on your grip. There's really carrying those back and forth, they may be 50, 75 pounds. You're grabbing those with your fingertips and that can wear on you pretty good. Another drill that we like to do with the plates as well is we like to do what we call plate punches. And now we're going to take our punches, your 45-pound plates. You can take a sandbag if you'd like, and then we're going to simulate punching as if you would on Pass Pro. Now what we should be simulating here is really an inside set where the man is going inside. So our inside foot should be coming up. So for example, this would be a right tackle or a right guard going inside and setting. He's a little high right now. This is excellent technique right here, I think. The back is straight, my legs are bent, my head is out. We like to punch a little bit on the rise, but as the inside foot hits, we should get a punch coming out going that way. That's pretty well done. You can see the inside foot is up here as you would want on Pass Pro. You always have your inside foot up, your stagger foot, your post foot, and your stagger foot. Okay, and he's punching as the inside foot lands, and this goes. This is pretty good conditioning drill. So you can see this youngster's getting tired right now. His foot's tailing out right now, and he's barely surviving the drill right here. It's pretty good. This youngster's 6'7", 295 pounds. It's pretty well done right here. This isn't very good. You can see his feet are flush out. We had to stop the drill and correct this here. You want to have your feet pointed straight ahead. You should have a lot more knee bend here than what he is. If you compare him to this youngster here, he's up in the air too much, has a forward body lean as he's punching, and probably really susceptible to a swim move or grabbing and a pullover move right here. Work it that way and come back. Now this would be your left side coming back. Okay, I'm a left guard or a left tackle. Now I'm working in. This is much better here. You see we're working pretty good here. This gets on him pretty good. We'll go back and forth maybe the 30 yards. You can use your plates like this. We use sandbags. We also use it on the field pre-practice drills. He's getting tired right now. He's not going to get nearly the extension that he has. We talk about the punch in a Pass Pro only being about a 3/4 to 7/8. You never want to lock out completely, in my opinion. You just want to get your jam as you're going. That's pretty good right there for a youngster that big. Got the same issue right here we talked about. We're blessed here at Maryland. We also have an Austin leg drive machine. I think these become pretty popular. I think this is a great device to work on for your defensive and offensive line technique. We have this here. And what we'll do with this, we'll do packages of 3 sets, maybe 3 each, and we're simulating our blocks right now is what we're doing here. Here I've got an example here where I would be a right guard, for example, and I've got an outside or a 3 technique with me. I'm settle stepping and going. I'd like that foot to be a little more lateral and not back. But now I'm working on my blocking right there. You can add plates or weights on these or something like that, and then we'll just explode on him coming up. And now the one feature I really like, once we got up there, now we're going to go back in slow motion now, kind of reinforce the muscle memory to coming outside. So that's one way we'll do it. That simulates one block. Probably like his head to be a little further. Now I've got a cutoff block. Now when the man is on my inside eye, I'm going to take my lateral step to cut him off. I may have to lose ground to go. I'm going to get my hands in tight, thumbs up, okay, on the rib cage. I'm going to come inside, explode up, work up, and extend up, go, and the same thing. I'm working my way back. As I know, I don't know if you all have access to these, but if you do, they're great, great machines for developing, I think, explosiveness for both your offensive line and your defensive line. Another drill we'll do is just to help our grip and just for conditioning, we'll do the towel pull-ups. I think everybody in America does these. This is probably the second time we've done this, and we're probably not near where we need to be as far as coming up. And we talked about this after we filmed this. We'll have another fellow just guide his legs up, we won't pull them up. We'll have to get full extension to come up. We'll do 3 series of 8 of these, and then usually at the end of each series, we'll hold this with my elbows bent for a 20-second period. We'll bring up another youngster here, you can see, and that's what he's doing. And this really works on your grip strength. It's a toughness drill. It's a mental toughness. I think that's a positive aspect of this, as well as working on your grip. You can see him shaking pretty good. This is, as I said, we'll do this 3 series of 8 pull-ups, then we'll go to this, and we'll increase this as time goes on from 20 to 25 to 30 seconds. There's a lot of hooting and hollering going on here when you get this, and they're pretty well gutted when this is over. That's pretty well done right there. Next series of drills are drills that we might do in pre-practice. Okay, in other words, we've come out early, we've watched our film, we're out before stretch, and we'll do these just kind of loosen up and get going. We're always looking to make your offensive lineman more agile, and we have a series of back drills very similar to linebacker drills. And here we're doing just 1 steps to go through. If you're doing this, key thing we talked about here is high knee coming through. It's a matter of just getting loose. We always like to burst and finish the drill as we go, and we're coming on through. And I think when you do this over the course of a season, it gets the blood flowing. It's before stretch and we go. Now we'll do another set. We'll do 2 in the hole right now, where it's important I get my foot quickness down. Now I'm getting 2 in as I go, still running, and I'm bursting as I'm going there. Okay, like to stay off the bags, of course, and like to be as quick as you can and make this pretty competitive as you're going. Just pre-practice, we're getting loose and getting the blood flowing a little bit. Now we're doing shuffle, okay? And this is more of a pass pro drill. We like to simulate a pass pro activity. I'd like to have him a little more knee bent, his head back. We do have the hands up here to go on through once we go through a burst. I think we're real high here. I don't like the hands. The hands should be tucked in. Okay, for pass pro, this is only the second time we did this. You can see I'm trying to make my corrections as I go. I think we're real high here, not sitting back. Same thing over here. And we ended up coming back. His hands are too wide. We talk about having tight hands. Even if you have to grab your hands inside to force that, we go. We kind of go through this and film again to get this a little bit corrected for you now. This youngster had a heck of a time, always got his hands out, so he almost always grabs his hands when he's gone here. You know, obviously another way to do this, we'll take a medicine ball and throw that at these people as they're going through one of these air medicine balls that are hollow, and you'll bounce back to them. You'll take them through and shuffle them back and forth and go. But just a matter of just working on shuffle and quickness. He should have his hands up, have his head back, okay? And once we're done, we're bursting as we go through here. All right, now we're going in and out, okay? This is a drill we did the first time we've done this here, and probably should have stopped this a little bit and corrected this here for you, but now I'm going to shuffle in and simulate like I'm dry blocking here and come out, all right? And this whole thing, we should be a lot lower than what we are, but we're thrusting our hands as we're coming up. In other words, I'm coming out of my stance, and I'm just bringing my hands up with me, getting my hip roll going, and we're just working on some foot, just some agility as I'm going around here. We're high in this drill and should be much lower than what we are. This should be more of a burst coming through, coming back, a burst coming through, coming back right now, okay? We'll supplement and finish it up right there. These are all things we might do in pre-practice. In pre-season, or else also in the weight room, okay? We'll do wall sets, and just for once mental toughness, for conditioning, to simulate playing with your knees bent. We'll be up against the wall, and I'll be sure that those legs are in a good squat position, 45 degrees, not beyond that, not above that, but once your thighs parallel. And we usually start the drill off just by holding it, and these are some of our older players, a little more advanced. So what they're doing is just working on punch as a man's coming to you right now. So we're asking the partners to give them chest, and all they're doing is working on punch and timing their punch as they go on there. You'll see some of our players now are going to punch. We'll see some of the partners now are only going to give them a shoulder to punch. Not oftentimes in pass pro do you have a lot of chest to punch, and so you may have a very narrow target area to punch. So we talk about not punching with the hands side by side, but the hands on top of each other, particularly your tackles. And that's what, like, for example, what we're doing right here. He's got one hand over another. He's just giving chest to get this here. Probably should be a little bit lower. We usually work 3 sets of maybe 20 seconds each on this, and this gets them going pretty good. They're straining pretty good at the end of this, okay? This would be a preseason drill before practice. It also would be a drill we use in the weight room. One drill I really like, and just because it's so much of a hands anymore, it's almost martial arts anymore, we'll do a quick hands drill. And so we'll come out to practice prior to doing walkthrough or something. We'll just match up here. And all I'm doing is working on getting my hands out quick, simulating hip roll, and just getting hand position right now. This should be thumbs up. This is a little too quick. This is pretty good here. We've got a little bit of hip roll here. And all we do is match up. They get their 5, and then we call a payback, and they'll get those 5 here. It's a little forward lean. We should have a little more hip roll in here, a little more hip roll in here, and then we'll swap up and go the other way now. Okay? Now, I was getting jolly with no pads on now. This is okay, but I'd like thumbs up rather than this way here. We should have thumbs up going. I think this one's pretty good right here. Okay, there should be a little bit of hip roll as we're going here. We're a little tentative in doing the drill for the first time. Now, we'll come back, and this is the offensive side. This defensive side, we'll say the defense is one, and they have hands on you. Now, as an offensive man, you've got to get those hands off. I think this is appropriate in run blocking anymore, as well as pass protection, because it's inside hands win constantly. So you've got to work to get those hands and get your hands reset. So we'll give them 5 times, and the defense is one, they've got inside hands, and you've got to go and knock those hands off, and you always punch. Always punch. Now we'll go payback, as we call it. Now this is the defense, this is the offense over here. Get your hands off, go on. This should be a little more energetic here. This is about half speed in my opinion. That's pretty good. Just get their hands off. There's no one way or wrong way to do it. But get their hands off, get your hands in with a punch. Now we do, let's see, the last one, just a quick hands drill. I'll just blow a whistle, and what they're trying to do is get their hands inside as quick as they can to get inside position. It's pretty competitive. We don't have shells on here, so probably a little less vibrant than what we normally would be, and we go. This drill we do every day. This is we call it demeanor drill, and this works on, I think, your body position. I'm a big believer that you got to play with your knees bent and weight on the inside, your balls of your feet inside. So we'll do this. Glorified duck walk if you want to do this. Offensive line coach Jim McNally, I'm a big proponent of a lot of things he does. So we'll work, we just call this demeanor. This is a little too mechanical here. What we're looking to do is learn how to move and play with your legs bent. Your knees bent here. We always talk about playing with knees bent and not waist bent. I think you've got to put them in that position, for muscle memory to reinforce that. This is 5 yards, and we're going here. Working on staying low, head back, that's pretty good. That's a little mechanical. He's coming off ACL surgery here. This is a little too mechanical here. Way on the inside and go. This is just going down, getting loosened up. Now we'll come back, and I'll do the same thing. I'll just direct them side to side. Okay, we're pass proing now, and they'll just go and set and pass pro. All right? Here we're just going inside. You see them shuffling and punching with their inside hands are going. The older guys you'll see will tilt away from where they're set. And we talk about this in pass pro that if you're going to set inside, the upper portion of the body should tilt away. We go the other way with it. Then we'll, what I call waddle on out. We'll go that way, and we'll come this way and go through. Then we'll go on the way. And all this is we're getting our blood flowing. We're reinforcing what I call muscle memory. We're playing low all the time. You never want to be in a position on a football field as an offensive lineman, I think, with your legs extended. Okay, you always want to play with good legs bent. We try to do this in everything we do, pass pro as well as run block here. Once again, this is a little too mechanical over here. It's a little too emphasized. Same type drill. We're moving here, going side to side. It's pretty well done with a freshman player right here. We're going probably a little bit lower. We got a little tired here at the end. Now we'll do a comeback, and I'll add a full wave drill in it, so to speak. We'll go sideways, back to back. They're following my hand. I'll take them back. We'll bring them forward like that. Once again, I'm working on muscle memory, what I call their demeanor, how they're going and how they should operate as an offensive line, going back and forth. If we have 3 active days or 4 active days, we're probably doing this 3 of the active days in pass pro. Probably the last thing we'll do before we go to stretch after our walkthroughs before we go. We do a lot of teaching of our individual blocks, your reach, your cutoff, whatever you have. And a lot of times I think, your footwork, if your footwork isn't automatic, you're going to really struggle with the block. If you as an offensive lineman have to think about your footwork and placement, okay, then you're thinking as an offensive lineman, and that's not real good, in my opinion. You want to react once it becomes second nature. So What we'll do is, and we'll do this probably once a week, is I'll line them up. This is the right side, right tackle, right guard, center. We'll have our left side and the opposite side. We usually split our centers up, and I'll put them down caged, and I'll call the block. Should have been settle right, which would have been a block we would have used running a lead play when you're covered. Obviously, we're pretty high here right now. It's the first time we've done the drill in a while. But now everybody should be settle stepping to the right, second step outfield, and we go 3 steps is all we're doing here. 1, 2, 3. I can vary the cadence and go. So that was the right side. Then I come over, I'd have the left side do the same block that we have it. So my command would be settle step. Settle right, settle left. That was 1. So come over here, I may change the cadence up. I may go on whatever the thing I have, but all I'm looking to do is just reinforce their blocks. Here was a backside block, a reach block, where you had to cut off a 3 or a minus nose or a 4-eye technique. Everybody's weight should be on their backside foot. We're reaching, ripping, and going, okay? We should be a lot lower than what we are right now. Center on an outside zone with nose that way, 2-eye technique. I'm reaching a 4-eye or a 3 technique. So this would be reach right side up, reach left, give them cadence and go. So I'm doing is reinforcing our footwork, watching their technique, changing my cadence. If I'm slow getting down in my stance, I get after them because we want to be set and precise. This is very high, it should be a lot lower. That's got a chance there. We're dipping, ripping. All of your blocks, I think you should tell them what your aiming point is. Here we talk about I want my backside arm through his play side kneecap. That's what my aim point is. I'm going to run through the block. If we come back to the right side, I give them another block. It's a good way to get us going here. I think we had just a play side double team block where we're gaining ground here. We're going to rub off to the play side back, or I just called the block, and they got to take their steps. I'm watching their footwork, make sure everybody's going the same way. We're staying low. And all we're doing is reinforcing footwork, so it's second nature. So when we go one-on-one run block versus defense, we're not thinking a whole lot. Okay, that's pretty high right there. All right, different drills that we use in the run game. And I think one of the hardest things you got to tell your players, particularly since the rules of football have changed the last 25 years, is everybody wants to block. I think it's almost like studio wrestling anymore. Everybody wants to block and push and shove. I think it's real important that you need to teach your offensive lineman hip roll, and it's always hips then hands. It's never hands then hips. So we do a very elementary drill here we call chicken wing, and this is to teach hip roll. And what we're doing, we're pairing off. We've got the offensive men an old style block in here. They got the old forearms out flipper routine, and maybe you and I were coached out at one point in time. The defensive man is catching him. He's got his arms fully extended to hold him. And all we're going to do is on my command, they're going to roll their hips. The defensive man is going to let him go slightly down, and he wants to land, with his midsection area first and his knees second. Okay, so and all I'm doing is watching for their hip roll. This isn't very good. Okay, this is not bad. This is pretty good here. You can watch the hips sink and you get the extension. Okay, sink and get the extension. And then we're going to let them go down, and of course there'll be payback. And just let them go down just so they're starting getting a feel what it feels like for hip roll. Once again, see how he's straight leg there? You can see this is the last section's hitting first here. Really, you like to have this hit first instead of last, all right? And these hips seem to be coming there. This is pretty good right here. And then we'll come back, and we should have our hands further out. We should have our hands out further there. Once again, we're just kind of learning the drills here. And his elbows should be out of going. We'll do the same thing. And this is more of a preseason type of drill. We're just talking about hip roll. Maybe you're doing this in the off season to reinforce hip roll to your players. That's pretty good right there. That's pretty good right there to go. From there, we'll come down, we'll take shields. And now we like the shields, which give you give you a little bit of shoulder here, and now we're line. It's 4-point explosion. We're calling hands right or side, about a foot away. Now it's important when you hold the shield. You got to hold the shield. Okay. If you have a single arm here, this junction's not going to get added. So we always talk about having a lever arm here to hold the shield and go. And all I'm doing is working on explosion and hip roll. I'm coming off, landing on my gut, just getting full flow is what I'm looking to do here. This is pretty good right here. Hands in tight. We don't wind up when we punch. We come out of our stance. I'm not big into reaching the hands back and come forward. Everything's an explosion coming out. Here we are from the back view here. This is pretty good. Nice tight hands coming up. Pretty good here. And ideally, we'd be aiming for the rib cage. With these shields like that, we aim to try to hook up underneath where simulate where the shoulder is right there. I'm a lot of combination blocks. I'm very big in what I call a flipper. That is a forearm. So, for example, if I'm the postman on a double team, or I'm working in a combination, center guard combination on a backside slow scoop on a backside of an ISO play, I like to use flipper instead of hands. I think you get more on him, and it stuns the defender a little more than getting the hands there. So we'll do this right flipper and left flipper. We would use this technique if this was the right tackle in a lead post scheme, a 2-on-1, he'd flipper rather than hands, and then we work ourselves to the backside. Another way I like to do this, I wasn't able to show this here in the scope of this drill, was to use a Crowther machine. Use the old-fashioned Crowther with the two bands on it, which are padded. You go. So from this drill, we do the same thing with the shields we have. We just offset them over there. I'm going to come with a flipper. This is still a full extension. We're going here. Now, ideally, we'd like to have the opposite hand out. Okay, that's what he's trying to get to, up to the sky. You don't like to have this hand flat, because what happens when you flipper, lots of times this gets to be a soft shoulder here. The defender could grab the shoulder and turn you. So we really work on the offside arm here, getting out. And I'll show this to you in a second here. We're both right and left flipper here. I like to have this right hand out some here. It's important that, you know, the shield covers half the man. You don't want to be in the gap, and all we do is move them about 6 inches to go. Should be full extension. You're laying in your midsection area. This was pretty good here. Watch the free hand here. That's what I'm talking about. This keeps your shoulder square and doesn't allow the defense to grab that shoulder. From here, we're just talking about just base blocking here. You know, we always talk about fit. So, you know, we'll just take our boards out now, and these boards in preseason, these boards are double. We make them drive a little bit longer than what you have. We'll drop the 2 length of boards just to kind of emphasize finish a whole lot. But I'm just teaching fundamentals of blocking, and I'm kind of working in a reverse fashion right here. I'm just talking about the fit for a good block. And so we're going to have be fitted in. We're going to have the knees bent, Z in the knee right here. We'll have feet up, arch here in my back. We'll have my head into the block. Okay, you can't block without you having your head into the block. And then my hands in. All we're doing is fitting. We got a minimal resistance here. Okay, and if you see this, this should look closer to what we did for the demeanor drill. Okay, my toes are slightly out. I got my weight on my instep, my balls on my feet, and I'm just driving. I like to have my head in the block more right here. We're going, and all we're doing is driving down the boards. And it's a fit and go, and all we're doing is finishing the block right now. We're there. From there, we would go, and we would fit as well. I'd like to have his head inside. Pretty good right there, a slight arch in the back. I'd like to have his head in, and all we're doing is fitting right there. Short, choppy steps, and I know this might not be relative to people down here in Georgia, but you know, we're pushing a car in the snow is kind of what we talk about, although we don't get that much snow up there, contrary to popular opinion, particularly in recruiting. From here we go, we'll go fit and hip roll. Now I'll get a little more resistance on the shields, we'll fit, and I'll just blow a whistle, and I'll want them to hip roll. Now the whistle's blown here. Now, the hip roll here, what we're trying to do is a variety of ways to teach this, okay? I tell my players, okay, just simulate having a medicine ball, and you're going to throw it over your head. I tell them to imagine you're going to pick him up and hang him up on a coat hook. But this is what I want to get this in. It's hips first, then hands. What your kids will want to do is they'll want to never bring the hips. They'll just want to push with the hands and then bring the hips late. And all that squat and power clean is never put to good use. That's pretty good right there.